The more we learn about this Trump shooter, the crazier this gets. Congress had just found out that there was a legitimate threat from Iran, and because of that, they needed to bump their security presence. A source close to Butler PD said that local officers were surprised that they had to do something other than traffic. They were surprised they had a perimeter. Butler is so small, they only had 12 officers, and they were also surprised that tall buildings were part of their responsibilities. The Secret Service director said that the reason that they didn't have an officer on that building was because of the slope, but that doesn't seem accurate because the Secret Service shooter who shot Crooks was on what seems to be an even steeper slope. The father of the Trump shooter was on a database targeted by the Trump campaign. Prior to the event, Thomas Crooks received several suspicious packages, some saying that they contained hazardous materials. So Crooks was seen. He was observed for about 30 minutes before the shooting took place. An officer observed him looking at the roof and then looking at his rangefinder. The officer even took a picture of Crooks, radioed command post, and sent the photo of the chain of command. He also passed through the magnometer carrying a rangefinder, which put him on security radar. However, they lost track of him after a while, even though they were inside the building that he was on top of. People in the crowd started shouting that there was someone on the roof a minute and a half before shots were fired. He had the Home Depot receipt for the ladder on his person when he died. A search of his residence after the shooting revealed that he had a bulletproof vest and more explosives. He had virtually no social media presence, and it's terrifying when someone ruminates internally instead of being loud about their complaints, because nobody knows what they're upset about and why they're doing what they're doing. This is an interesting anecdote. One of his classmates that was in his honors history class said that he chose to do a project on the assassination of JFK for one of his final projects. Overall, in many ways, he resembles other mass shooters. He's white, he's male, he's a loner. However, there are things that set him apart. Most mass shooters have criminal history. He has none. There's no clear motivation. There's no manifesto. There's no social media. Nobody knows why he did this. But his motivation might be what's called the Joker effect, where people do something huge just to be infamous.